Hi, and thanks for tuning in to We Are Bixal. In this episode, we are in conversation with Tessa King-Spooner, our senior specialist in monitoring, evaluation, and learning, based in Trinidad and Tobago. Working in tandem with Bixal's Barbados office, Tessa serves our USAID Eastern and Southern Caribbean MEL Services activity. With over a decade of experience in research and MEL, Tessa champions data-driven decision-making and strategic planning with expertise in social and demographic statistics, data management, and policy analysis. Through her unwavering commitment to excellence and collaboration, Tessa plays a pivotal role in guiding and managing the performance monitoring portfolio at Bixal, leaving a lasting impact on 11 countries in the Caribbean region. Tessa holds a bachelor's degree in sociology and criminology and a master's degree in development statistics from the University of the West Indies. She earned an Oxford Graduate College diploma in project management and is pursuing a diploma in social initiative. Tessa is an integral part of the Bixal family, and we are so grateful for her commitment to our shared mission. So Tessa, what made you want to join the Bixal team?
What drew me to Bixal was its unwavering dedication to delivering high-quality monitoring, evaluation, and learning products, and that collaboration and learning and adapting to clients, right? So Bixal's focus on their pioneering strategies and meaningful projects, it resonated with me as a professional.
Dedication to excellence. That's definitely part of the Bixal way. Now, you spoke about some of the work that you do. Would you mind being a little bit more specific about some of the projects that you work on?
At Bixal, I work on the monitoring, evaluation, and learning services activity based out of the Barbados office. I provide support to USAID.
Wow. So with that, could you talk a little bit more about the impact that our work has with our clients in the Caribbean?
For us, giving persons in the Caribbean that quality data, that is something that I think we in the Caribbean are missing in terms of the work that we produce. So being able to provide the Caribbean and our clients with quality data, providing evidence-based decision-making, and taking that quality data now to improve the effectiveness of the programs that are being delivered in the Caribbean. That is one of the key things for us.
Oh, that's amazing work that's being done, and we are so excited to have you at Bixal doing this job. It's just kind of amazing. So with speaking about Bixal, maybe a little less away from the clients, what do you enjoy most about your work at Bixal specifically?
My work at Bixal, the most fulfilling aspect of my work is the ability to contribute meaningfully to change, right? Through that same data-driven insights and capacity building, just helping clients to achieve their goals by ensuring high-quality data. It is really, really rewarding to me. And I am proud of my work in terms of delivering those robust MEL services and facilitating informed decision making that would help the client in strategic planning.
I'm sure it's extremely helpful for them to have that incredibly clean and pure data that way and evidence-based decision-making abilities for them. So with you sharing those talents with us, are there any particular highlights of this work that you're extremely proud of?
Collaborating with the clients, like having those co-creation sessions and working together to understand the needs of the clients. I think that's one of the things that I find really, really rewarding.
How do you go about creating those spaces for that co-collaboration with our clients?
So we create like meetings, and we use tools like Mirror and walk the client through the process. So this is what we are offering at this point in time. This is what we developed. Can we tweak this? Let us know if this would work for you. And through that process, we are better able to understand the client's needs, asking the who is it for, what it is for, how is it intended to impact the services of the client. And from my experience just doing a crosswalk session, engaging the clients on indicators, and if this is the right use of this indicator, if this indicator is really capturing what you would want to know, what you, the client, the activity, is it beneficial to the client at this point in time? Walking you through that process using their own tools as well. It really helped to develop the system that they wanted at the end of the whole co-creation session. We had a good cadre of indicators that the client could have used.
I love hearing that. I love hearing about team members in other practice areas, just leaning into the agile and iterative process like that, and that end user, end learner collaboration is always so exciting to hear about. Let's transition a little bit here to your area of expertise in the monitoring, evaluation, and learning field. How has it changed since you first began your career, and where do you see it going beyond where we're at right now?
When I first started, the emphasis was just on gathering data. You're just gathering data because you're told that you needed to report on this to the clients. And now I've seen a transition where it moved from just gathering data to using the data with that emphasis on real-time data analysis and trying to address issues, right? So, for instance, you're addressing gender equality or environmental sustainability, but you're using the data, you're taking the data and you're saying, hey, is this data, outcome from the data, is showing us that the project or activity is making a meaningful impact, right? If it is not, you have that opportunity now to go back and say, guys, something is not right. Maybe we need to go back and redesign something within our program, right? Because we are not achieving our program outcomes. So we moved away from just capturing data and not using it to taking that data, making more informed decision making. And from my experience, we have come a long way, especially within the Caribbean, in that health environment as well. For instance, I was working on this project and I remember telling them, listen, we need to build an early warning system that the data will tell us, hey, we are not meeting our targets, we are meeting our targets. If we are not meeting our targets, what can we do? How can we help our field staff to reach the targets that they need to reach, that we need to reach as a program? And it worked. It really worked because we were able to take that and adapt the data and say, this is not working in terms of treatment. We are not getting enough persons into treatment. We are getting persons into HIV testing. We are getting them to test. They are testing positive, but we are not getting them into treatment fast enough. What are some of the delays that hampering us from getting them into treatment? So building that feedback mechanism in engaging the field staff in terms of understanding some of the challenges, it helps us to adapt our program to make it more adaptable using data-informed decision making.
I can say, and I might speak for several other Bixalers here, when you think about the work that we're doing and what I hear you say there, sometimes it's lofty. Sometimes we hear about these things and this is the type of work we do, but then when you hear a story like that about how this is so meaningful to improving people's lives. It's rewarding, it's humbling, and it's just amazing work. And I just want to say thank you. As someone who doesn't do that specific work, that just sounds amazing. Just to switch gears, what we like to do at the end of this episode here is we just want to ask, one, hopefully it's not too invasive, not too personal question, so we'll just keep it really high level this way. How do you like to spend your time outside of work? What do you do for you?
Oh my gosh. So for me, I have a very expensive hobby.
Go
as
on.
I would put it. I like Legos. So so I do a lot of Legos.
I love
Most
it.
recently, I did the Bugatti. Oh my gosh, I took 3 nights and I'm there and I'm like, listen, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this.
I love that. It's so good. What's been your
But
favorite? What has been your favorite one to create?
another car, a Bugatti, it was challenging. I had to stop and redo it because I made one mistake and
Oh
I'm
no.
like, did you just do that? And now I'm understanding how frustrating it could be when I hear my daughter say, Mommy, no, I can't do it. And I'm like, yeah, you could do it. This is just simple.
Right?
Very simple, right? And now I am caught in the mix and I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta start over now.
Oh my goodness.
But besides that, I also love reading. I have a passion for reading and I love spending time with my family and friends. And I do have like a small kitchen garden that I do some gardening from time to time. In Trinidad, we use the term liming for chilling. So, I throw these little limes where family and friends come over. We do different meats. Well, rum can done. I shouldn't say this on this podcast, but
You're fine to say that
but
on this podcast. You are fine to say
but
that.
they're absolutely wild. It's just about spending quality times with your loved one. And I think sometimes that's something that we miss. And COVID has taught us to really embrace that a lot now. So for me, it's about spending that quality time with friends and family and just doing little things, getting myself involved in other little mini projects and, just enjoying life to the fullest.
Words of wisdom with Tessa. I mean, we could just do this as a recurring segment every week if you want. That sounds great. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time to talk with us today and share all of this knowledge with the rest of Bixal.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you for having me.